Hey everyone, it's Dara. How's everyone doing today? If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Dara K. Fulton and I'm happy to have you here. If you are a returning subby, welcome. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. I promise you, you won't regret it. And also, if you like this video, please click like and leave a nice comment in the comment section down below. I read all of my comments and I do reply to all my comments, so please feel free to do so. This is an impromptu video. I'm not editing this video, so there will be no captions and pop-ups of any sort. I'm actually having my coffee. The time now is 8:41 in the morning. And honestly, friends, I just want to come on here and say, hey. So, hey. So welcome to my kitchen, living room, my home. As you can see, I have no script. I don't have no papers, no notes, because when I do my YouTube videos, when I do my Coffee with Dara, I have no notes. I speak from the heart. So again, this is going to be unedited, so forgive me in advance if I do some umming, and yeah, it's not going to be super duper polished, but you know what, friends? If you've been with me for a while, we're here, right? You know I like to keep it real. What you see is truly what you get. So thank you in advance. Also, let me just say now that I really appreciate everyone's support, especially on the last 3 videos I posted here. I did a vlog called Vlog 15, Why I Quit My Job. And though it's a 2-part vlog, where I discussed why I quit my job. And friends, it was a very difficult video to make. In fact, it was so difficult that even in my editing process, I had to pause and stop, and I'm tearing up and I'm feeling sad. It was a lot of videos that I was recording from the time that I made the decision to quit my job all the way to the very end, and it wasn't easy. If you are new to this channel, let me give you a very brief background of who I am. I'm an ESL teacher. ESL stands for English as a Second Language. I've been teaching ESL to adult learners for 13 years. Actually, officially 13 because I started in June of 2005. Hello. So 13 years in the making. If you are unaware of Coffee with Dara, I did mention that a moment ago. Coffee with Dara is a video series that I do on my Instagram page. It's called Coffee with Dara, offering motivation and encouragement to the world. And I stand with my coffee cup and I give some type of motivational tips, advice, things that we all can relate to. I have posted some Coffee with Dara videos last year on this channel. If you stroll back a few videos, you will definitely see it. I haven't been super consistent this year, so believe me, you will come across the Coffee with Dara videos. You don't have to stroll and look for them too much. I do plan on doing a special Coffee with Dara video here on my YouTube channel, because there are a lot of people who do not follow me on Instagram but follow me here. However, if you want to follow me on Instagram, please do so. Again, because I'm not editing this, I cannot put in the caption, but I'll just say it. My Instagram is Dara_K_Fulton. And I'll leave that in the description box down below. Feel free to follow me. I did make my page private, friends, because I'm trying to eliminate all dramas, all distractions, all the bad people, so to speak. So if you come across my page, you will see my happy face, but it'll say private. Just request, I'll accept, and we'll be best friends. Phone, be nice to me, please. Thank you. So that's what I do. But I will be doing a special Coffee with Dara video here on my YouTube, because we made 1 year, and silly me forgot to even announce it or mention it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, because I officially started Coffee with Dara April of 2017 on my Instagram, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my very first Coffee with Dara video. So I'm going to put something together to show you guys, and I hope you will enjoy it. So, oh, and before I forget, I did not do Coffee with Dara yet today. I decided to do this video first. I'll do Coffee with Dara and then I'll sit down. So let me just share with you a couple of things. But before we do, like I tell my students in class, teacher always have to sip her coffee before she gets started. So one moment, please. Oh my gosh, that's so good. I love coffee. If Oh my goodness, why is my phone going out of focus? I'm sorry. I love coffee. I love using coffee creamers like this. This is the Bailey's Caramel Coffee Creamer. Delicious. And to make it, give it that extra cream, I like to use the carnation milk. I love my coffee light and sweet, but again, it depends on your taste. Some people like it black with no sugar, or they don't put nothing in it. But for me, I like mine light and sweet because I'm sweet. Okay, I know, a little corny, but whatever. I'm in a good mood, so forgive me. Okay, so allow me to offer some updates and motivation. I'll try not to make this video terribly long because it's Monday and I know you got things to do and I don't want to take up too much of your time. So let's start with the updates. So back to the vlogs, when I discuss why I quit my job. If you're interested in knowing, please watch both part 1 and part 2 because the video would have been over an hour if I try to put it into one vlog. So definitely watch part 1 and part 2. And thank you all for your kind comments because that was very difficult video to make and to edit, and I was really concerned whether or not people were going to be okay with it or at least be positive, and I appreciate the positivity that came with that, so thank you so much. The video that follows the vlog is my recent one. I just did it about a week ago, which is Dara's ESL, and you might say, Dara's ESL, what is that? So friends, I decided to start my own business, and right now I'm calling it Dara's ESL. That probably won't stay that way. I'm just going to give you a little teaser for right now. It may not, that name may not be the official business name, but for right now, that's what I'm calling my business. And what is my business? So Dara's ESL is an online and currently an in-person tutoring service with a creative approach. What I mean is, friends, is my service is going to help adult learners practice, learn, and improve their English speaking and listening skills while building their confidence. Now, the reason why I say currently in person is because my business is really online based. But I made the decision to do in-person tutoring just to get my feet wet, just to, build some type of client base, be able to put a face behind my service, because I think that's very important. And when you do online, any type of online business, people can be very skeptical because they see this face, but they don't know who you are. So I want to start off by kind of giving you that one-to-one experience. But with my service, I'm giving you the classroom experience. And I'll discuss more about that probably down the road. But I am not just coming to you and just saying, okay, let's practice English and that's it. Like, I'm really giving you that full classroom experience. It's kind of like hospitality. When you go to a hotel and you really want to make people feel like they're at home, it's kind of like that. So you as a student out there have the pleasure of feeling like you have your own personal classroom, and I as your instructor is going to help you not only feel comfortable, which is my number one priority, but to help you with your English speaking skills. So it's a comfortable environment. It's an embarrass-free environment. If your English is not perfect, that's great, because that's where I come in. And the most important thing is to help you build your confidence, because let's be honest, who feels comfortable talking in general to people you don't know? Most of us don't feel comfortable with that. For me, I actually don't mind because I'm a teacher, I'm used to it, but for most people, they feel nervous. If you are a non-English speaker, it's even harder. So if you're a native speaker and you're nervous, imagine our friends who are not. So that's my service. And I hope I might have said this already, and I hope I did. If I didn't, let me repeat myself. ESL stands for English as a Second Language, which just basically means English is your second language, or your third, or your fourth, or whatever. It just means that English is not your native language. Okay, so here's an update. So what have I been doing? Unfortunately, last week I became very sick. Like, I don't know what happened. I would say it started from Saturday, and the body just shut down. Like, everything that can go wrong went wrong last week, and I just felt horrible. My body was just a mess, and I felt a mess, and then my emotions was feeling all out of whack because I'm making this transition. And if you are I like to say a budding entrepreneur, which means you're in the startup phase, you're not actually there yet. You're still in the process of starting your business. This is a very difficult phase to be in because you have so much going on in your head. You're thinking about your business, you're thinking about how to implement it, and then you have that self-doubt that just doesn't want to go away, and then you have, sometimes in a lot of people's situations, you have naysayers. You got the positive and then you have the negative. So far I haven't had any negative naysayers because although I'm an open person, friends, I'm also private. So I don't share everything, and I do that on purpose for a number of reasons. One is because I still like to have a private life. Secondly, I don't want to say too much too soon. As a believer, and yes, I love God. I am a Christian, so yes, I am a Christian. I love God. So if you don't love God, I'm sorry about that, but I'm going to speak his name because to God be the glory always. Amen. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. So this is a very difficult process to be in, and I hope I didn't lose my train of thought, but I haven't really had the negative naysayers come for me, and again, because I like to be private. I like to share everything with my Lord and Savior, and I write in my journals, and I talk to my mom, which is my best friend and my biggest cheerleader. So I don't share everything on social media. It's also a safety precaution because one of the things I don't want is anyone blocking my blessing. I know people will try that and they may not realize that's what they're doing, but I'm not trying to have no one block my blessing. I really think it's good. You share a little, but you work your butt off, and then once you get to where you want to be, then you can put it out there. The one thing I don't do is I don't wait till everything's perfect to say, yeah, look at me. I think it's good to also show that human side, to let people know, hey, I am doing something great and I'm feeling great about it, but guess what, man? I am feeling like crap today because blah, blah, blah. And in my personal opinion, I don't see enough of that. I'm always seeing everyone super happy, super fabulous, everything's going well, and I'm thinking, that's not realistic. That's not how life works. It's going to be hard. You're going to feel like crap. You're going to doubt yourself. So if you're like me in this position where you're trying to start your business and you're looking at all your notes and all the hard work you've been working on this, because I have been working on this for a long time. This is the first time I'm going public with it, and I'm just like, okay, I got the tools, I have the knowledge. Now how am I going to put it out there? So that's where I'm at right now. The good news is I have some amazing people in my life, some amazing former students who I now call my friends, who have been just wonderful, and I'm speaking just in general now because I still keep in communication with students from as far back as 2005, 2006, 2007. So when I say students, I'm really speaking very broad because I still keep in contact with them. And to see that we're still in communication, they're like, hey, I like what you're doing, or give me the thumbs up, or they're watching. I appreciate that. So I'm blessed because despite this long period of me being a teacher, as an employee that is, and then spending some amount of years working on my soon-to-be future business, right? And to have that support is amazing. So I feel very lucky for that. The other thing is I am very confident in what I do, and not in a snot-nosed, stuck-up kind of way. I just know what I know, and what I don't know, I'm willing to learn. And that's how I live my life in general, and that's how I approach even my career, is that I know what I know, and if I don't know something, I'll find the answer. I'll figure it out. And I always like to encourage my students and my friends to do the same thing. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. If you're a believer, only God is perfect. So we really could try to be perfect, but we're going to fail because we're going to make mistakes. Okay, so that's update number one. Update number two is that I really want to reinvent myself. I've been in this mood where I want to meet new people. I want to go out. I want to date. I just want to have a good time, and I'm working hard to make that happen because I'm one of those school people where I'm such an academic person. Like, I don't call myself a nerd because growing up, that was something that was always called. I was called fat and nerdy, and I never liked those adjectives. So I won't call myself a nerd, but if you want to consider me a geek, I guess you could consider me as such. So I'm an academic girl. If there's a free class at school, I'm there. Front row, notebook in hand, pen ready to go. But one of the things I haven't done enough of is take that same approach in the social sense, like going out, meeting new people, dressing up, and doing things like that. So if you have any ideas on how to go about that, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. I would greatly appreciate it. You know, if for my subbies who've been with me for a while, you already know this, but for my newbies, I'll just say that I do have issues with depression. I'm not depressed. I'm not diagnosed with depression. At least I don't recall that I am. But in my book, I'm not. But I will say that I do have issues with it. So one of the things that I try very hard, try hard to avoid, is to get depressed. You know, and if you suffer from depression or have issues with it, you know what I'm talking about. And one of the things that a lot of people, even people now who may not know this about me, you know, there's a reason why I work as hard as I do. There's a reason why I try to keep a smile on my face, and I love to offer motivation and help people, because that helps me. That keeps me going. That keeps me focused. That keeps me from saying, hey, you know what, Dara, you can't do that, or you're stupid, you're not able to. You know, it keeps me from thinking those thoughts, because depression is very real. It's very serious. I think people are now taking it more seriously because of the recent deaths of some very famous people, and just people even in their own personal life. So depression is real, friends, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't have bad days. I do have bad days. There are days where I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I have my doubts. I wonder, will I ever meet someone special? Will I ever have the group of friends that I want? Will I ever live somewhere else? Will I ever have money where I don't have to be considered financially poor because I don't like it? Will I ever, you know, really be that success story? I have my moments. So if that's the secret's out. If you read my book, Life's Reflective Twist, which by the way is on Amazon.com, it comes in Kindle as well as in the hardcover version. I know, shameless promotion, but I have to say it. That book is basically like a mini memoir, because I'm not going to tell you all like when I was in first grade until I'm now 37, but I do talk about 2010, because 2010 was a life-changing year for me, and a lot of stuff happened, and so that's pretty much where the story begins. And the whole point of the story is talking about how I personally, and how you can overcome certain life's many trials and tribulations, many twists, through the power of reflection, as well as prayer as well. It's not a religious book, so even if you're not a religious person, even if you're not even a believer, don't worry, it's not a religious book. But yes, prayer is mentioned, because I am a believer, and I do believe that prayer and reflection go hand in hand, and that has helped me overcome many of the struggles with depression as well as other life situations. So if you want to get to know me on a personal level, please feel free to check out my book. If you have read my book already, please feel free to leave a review on Amazon. It really helps me tremendously, and I love you for checking it out, and thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm at 18 minutes. I'm almost hitting the 20-minute mark, and I can't believe how fast the time is going. So let me just wrap this up by leaving a little motivation. Always try your best. I say this all the time, and I live by it. Try your best. Don't stop. Even when you have self-doubt, even if people are telling you you can't do it, even if you don't feel like you can do it, even if you're not sure of the direction you're going into, don't stop. Keep moving forward. Don't stop. And know that you will get to where you need to be. And that's something I've been telling myself for years, friends. And I'm telling you, you might, if for those of you who've been following me, you've been like, well, Dara, you're still in the same place. You're still living in the same place. You're still saying the same thing. I don't see the change. But see, here's the thing. And I have to say this because it's how I feel. It's not in our time, it's God's time. And when He's ready to turn things around for you, He will. Because at that time, He knows that you're ready. And so we really can't get too upset. I mean, it happens. We're human. But we have to just keep striving. We have to keep believing. Make a vision board. Write it down. Think about it. Pray on it. Talk to your friends about it if necessary. But be careful. Even for me, I love my friends, you know, I love you guys out here, you know that. But there are some things I keep to myself because, you know, sometimes it's good to have certain things to yourself. It's nothing personal against anyone, but you don't want to tell everything, right? Because there's always going to be that one knucklehead who's just going to be up in their feelings and be like, who you think you are? And you don't need that. You know, you want to avoid that at all costs. That goes for friends, that goes for boyfriends, girlfriends, or exes, or whatever. And I'll tell you right now, when it comes to pursuing your dream, sometimes you have to make some executive decisions. You are your own boss. So what does that mean? It's just like you work a job and let's say your boss fires someone because that person didn't perform well, or maybe they're just causing a lot of problems. It's the same thing in your personal life. Sometimes you have to fire people. Sometimes you have to block people. You have to leave people alone. I am in blocking season. I have blocked several people as of recently, and I'm continuing to do that because if you are not here with me, if you're out to hurt me, if you just trying to start some nonsense unnecessarily, I just can't, you know. And instead of me trying to explain and try to compromise and all that, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave you alone and let you do your thing. And that's my method. Some people go about it different ways, but I'm just here to tell you, as a boss now, from boss to boss, whether you're in the baby stage or you're already there, you know, we have to boss up. We cannot let people hurt us. We cannot let people hold us back. We cannot. Some people mean well. I'm not saying everyone's a bad person. Sometimes you have to leave people alone, not because they're bad people. It's just that they might be blocking your way, and you're like, hey, no offense, I can't have you block my way. But if you got people out there who's just trying to hurt you, and I've been through this more times than I can count, online and offline, you just have to block them. You got to leave them alone. You got to let them live because you don't have time. Time is money. Time is precious, you know. And in my opinion, time is more precious than money because we're not promised to be here. Anything could happen in a moment. So just keep that in mind, friends, and be proud of who you are, and don't let nothing or nobody stand in your way. Love you all so much. Thank you for listening to this. I know it's 22 minutes. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So let me just end this recording. If you stayed this long, love you very much. Love you. And if you cut this video short, don't worry about it. You can skip ahead. I don't care. Love you all so much. Enjoy your coffee or tea or whatever you're drinking. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care for now, friends. Love you so much.